On your radio dial. Of course, we know we have some of you all listening to us on the internet, Facebook Live, YouTube, on the WBOK channel. And we appreciate all of our WBOK family of listeners and watchers. I am blessed. The Lord woke me up planting my feet on the floor and got me over to our Black Talk radio station today. It's the Thursday before Mardi Gras, the second big weekend, and lots and lots and lots of things are going on from tonight through Tuesday night. And, of course, there'll probably be some things hanging over into Wednesday, although it's technically over. I'm Will Sutton, and with me is Rope Brown.
Yeah, he stuck with me again.
Hey, yep.
Stuck with me again.
I appreciate you coming in and spending some time with us today. Folks, we got a number of things we want to share with you today, and a number of you might have been a part of the New Orleans Crime Coalition survey, and others of you probably weren't, didn't even know that they were doing it. Well, based on the work of the New Orleans Crime Coalition, they have some feedback for us today about how residents are looking at the New Orleans police, the New Orleans police chief, the job that they are doing, satisfaction, whether residents consider the city safe.
Is this an annual thing?
It is. This is like the 17th year, I believe, that they have done it. So in this particular type of survey, you can look year over year, and perhaps we'll get into some of that when Mr. Mike Cowan joins us on the show this morning. So you definitely want to tune in for that. How are we doing? How do at least a portion of us feel based on those who were surveyed?
Is the Crime Coalition part of the foundation? How does that work?
Yes, I believe they
the
are.
New Orleans Police Foundation?
Yeah. Well, they've been around since 2007.
Yeah.
And they've got federal funding for local criminal justice agencies, plural. So a part of what they do is look at the different parts of the law enforcement agencies and look at the district attorney's office, the New Orleans Police Department, and say, y'all could work better on this. Have you thought about that? They can't make them do it, but they can use their surveys and their data and their research to look at that. Now, it also includes the public defender's office, so not just the DA. So they have a rather broad purview without being elected to office. So,
would you say they got federal funding? They got federal funding for the police department or for them to operate?
For them to operate.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah, for the coalition. So the New Orleans Police and Justice Foundation which is the foundation you were probably referencing.
That's what I was talking about.
The 501c3 nonprofit that a lot of people are aware of. The foundation that often comes through with money to make up the difference of what we might pay a chief or to hire an outfit to search for a police chief, and
I remember
that kind of thing.
Yep.
So we'll be talking with Mr. Mike Cowan about that today, and meanwhile we've got a number of pieces of news going on. So did you see or did you hear that the New Orleans Police Department is changing its policy when it comes to ICE? So, you've heard on this radio station and on other media outlets and a number of other places, the New Orleans police chief say that the role of New Orleans Police Department with what's going on with ICE is limited because there's no role for the New Orleans police. That it's been safely, so to speak, in the civil criminal area of things, but not criminal area, not dealing with immigration. And so they have played no role other than to watch, to ask what's going on, and to monitor situations in case something does fall into their field of play.
Mm-hmm.
So civil immigration enforcement has not been a part of what and they have stood on that.
And
now we have a new city administration, and we have a new political climate, and we have some different ideas about where we might bend. So it appears that we are bending because the New Orleans Police Department has had, at least for 10 years, a policy. So it's not like somebody's opinion and say, I would prefer. It's a policy that limits the agency's cooperation with federal immigration agents. And the mayor and the police chief have stood on that as they've watched all of these things happen in New Orleans and elsewhere. Of course, they only have a say about what happens in New Orleans. And the new policy directs our police officers to remand people with detainers.
what does that mean?
That means alerts issued when someone has an outstanding federal warrant or immigration violation. So
Alert.
they go,
Alert.
yeah,
Alert who?
alert ICE.
Alert ICE.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So that policy had said that, had made it explicit that those kinds of things were the role of the federal government and ICE.
Not our business.
Not
that
our
belongs
business.
police department
But
business.
the new policy takes that language out. So it removes prohibitions on officers sharing a broad range of data and information with federal immigration agents. And according to a number of immigration lawyers who have reviewed the policy. Now, the police department, and I don't think we've heard from the police chief on this, but the police department, in the presence and voice of Communications Officer Reese Harper, says, quote, I want to quote it, NOPD does not conduct civil immigration enforcement, does not make immigration determinations, does not issue or act on detainers, and does not control federal enforcement actions or jail operations. Any implication otherwise is inaccurate, close quote.
So is that the old policy that he's
saying
quoting
does
that?
not conduct civil immigration enforcement.
But I mean, isn't that
All right, here's my journalist voice.
okay? I'm ready.
Here's what he didn't say.
Okay.
He didn't say we're not going to alert ICE.
True.
He didn't say that.
Yeah.
He said the police department does not, quote, conduct civil immigration enforcement, close quote.
Does not make immigration determinations.
Right.
Does not issue or act on detainers.
Yes.
Does not control federal enforcement actions or jail operations.
That is correct. So You're a sports guy. I'm
That's all I
not. I'll call myself a casual fan. But let's say in basketball, there's a guy that's the shooter. I mean, that's the man's role on the court. He is the shooter.
Okay.
But sometimes the way he makes those shots is another person on the team provides an assist.
Okay.
So perhaps the police department is providing an assist and not being designated as the shooter.
Okay.
Or the enforcer of the immigration policy.
And the previous policy, they didn't even assist.
Nope.
Is what you're saying.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Okay. So I could be wrong. Anybody out there want to correct me?
That means now we're going to assist.
Sounds like it to me. And some immigration lawyers say...
I think you're hearing it accurately.
That's what's happening. Yeah. So we'll see. Love to hear from anybody with the New Orleans Police Department, the City of New Orleans, any of the immigration lawyers, any of you all who have experienced some of these things with ICE in our beautiful city. The talk line is 504-582-9422, 504-582-9422. I'm Will Sutton. And I'm in with Ro Brown. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to have even more right here on WBOK, 12:30 a.m., what New Orleans is talking about all day long.
This is your news update for WBOK from WDSU. For all your news and weather, watch WDSU News, New Orleans' leader in live, local, late-breaking news. Today at noon and 4 p.m.
Good Thursday morning. I'm Daryl Forges with WDSU News, and here's your headlines. The New Orleans Police Department is investigating a deadly shooting overnight in Holly Grove. Detectives say at around 12:45 a.m., a man was shot in Hamilton Street near Conrad Playground. The NOPD says EMS transported the victim to a local hospital where he later died. Police are asking if you have any information, please come forward and call Crime Stoppers. You know the number, it's 504-822-1111. A New Orleans City Council member, J.P. Morrell, took to social media blasting the crew of Ferret for allegedly throwing a koozie featuring a local THC company. The captain of Ferret responded saying the koozies were not made for sanctioned by the crew, and that he wasn't aware they existed until it was brought to his attention. The captain goes on to say they take the Mardi Gras ordinance banning political positions seriously and would never do anything to violate that. As we enter the final stretch of carnival season, the New Orleans Police Department is making changes to parking along the parade route. So if you normally park in the formation area, new signs tell you to move your car 4 hours before the parade starts. It's a change from 2 hours in previous years. The NOPD says as floats and parades get more elaborate, crews need more time to get everyone in place. And of course, the carnival fun continues tonight with 3 big parades rolling uptown. So tonight, you catch the Knights of Chaos beginning at 4:30, followed by the Knights of Babylon at 5, and then get ready to catch some shoes from the ladies of the Crew of Muses at 6 p.m. I'm Daryl Forges, and that's your headlines for WBOK.
Hey everybody, it's Graylin Bryant Banks
and Kimber White Dupree
from the front porch.
Some combos are too good to miss. Now you can pull up a chair to the front porch anytime.
Just search WBOK Media and subscribe to the Front Porch Podcast.
Download, share, and hit us with a 5-star rating because New Orleans culture deserves to be heard loud and clear.
Good morning, wake up.
The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, New Orleans, and welcome back to the Good Morning Show right here on WBOK, 12:30 a.m. We appreciate those of you who are listening and those of you who are listening and watching. And could there be some of you all who are just watching us move our lips and shake our heads and not listening because you don't care to hear what we have to say?
Perhaps.
Oh, my. Well, that's all right. We have a solution for that. So we have a talk line, 504-582-9422. I'm Will Sutton. I'm in with Ro Brown.
Good morning.
And
Good morning. Good
we
morning.
we certainly would love to hear from you, the people. So,
504-582-9422.
say it again.
504-582-9422.
And some of you all might respond to Ro's voice and not mine. So he called out the number and follow his guide and not mine. Just dial the number he gave you. Okay? So, all right, we got a caller. Good morning, Pop Jones. Good morning, sir. You're on with Will Sutton
morning, Will
Ro
and
Brown.
Ro.
Good morning.
And Ro Brown.
You already know I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer.
But here's the thing, Pop. You know, you've been around long enough as I have.
Okay.
And one of the things I've learned about the utensils in the drawer is that they're utensils for different things. Okay.
See,
and that's kind of the eating stuff. And then over in my
I'm
knife
a follower
drawer,
of the.
there's some
the great
different
John Lewis.
knives for different purposes. So I think you
You
plenty
see
sharp.
something, you say something.
Yeah.
So you
So
see,
what I want to know, I know you and Ro is very knowledgeable.
Okay.
I wanted to call in early because I would like for y'all to unravel this thing for me to understand what role ICE is gonna play in New Orleans. Do you all understand it?
Well, it appears that ICE is limiting their activities since two
okay.
people were murdered, limiting them across the country. I'm not saying
across the
strictly
country,
in
okay.
Minneapolis or in New Orleans, but it appears that since Bovino made it such a media circus and they sent him to California to have nothing to do with this anymore, they got Holman in, who's a bit crazy himself, but he's got a different approach. So you haven't seen
but he
him.
doesn't march around in a uniform
No,
like the other
he
guy.
doesn't march around in a uniform. He doesn't alert media that I'm coming in.
He doesn't
watch
actually
my guys
throw
behind
tear
me,
gas
Watch us
canisters.
drive up. So he's not doing that. And I think they have read the polls, and they see that even some of their staunchest supporters say, "Oh, wait a minute.
Wait. I didn't
Now,
know.
this part-
I didn't know this was going
This
to be like
part
this.
is not what I voted for.
I
did
didn't
not
know it was
vote
going to be
for
like that.
killing people. I voted for immigration clampdown, and y'all
All
been
right,
doing
now.
a good job of that. So there's only, and this is true. Like Trump or not, this is true. We're down to something like 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 people crossing the border these days, as opposed to the hundreds of thousands we had before. That's a fact. That is true. But that's one part. But the clampdown has been hard and long and deep because of his campaign deportation promise. And so how are you going to deport people if they don't say, here I am? So they had to go and get them. And in Louisiana, that was Callahoola Crunch. So we're going to get them, and it's become a big thing, especially since, according to one report, I read multiple things, but I'm going to just cite one report. 7% of those they have detained had criminal records of any kind.
Yeah. Now, Doc. Now, Pop, you may call yourself not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but I'm just a sports guy, so I'm a lot less than you. But to me, it's just my opinion. I mean, the clampdown wasn't.
All right.
That's not about stopping people at the border. You know,
No.
that's about that's about getting a lot of those people out of here.
All right, Ro, I'm listening.
That's about getting a lot of those people out of here. You know,
Oh,
those people here that
people.
might
Oh,
be
okay.
voting and that kind
wow.
of stuff. You know, that's what, to me, that's what that's about.
Yeah,
Because I
know
always
something
read
about
and,
those
and
people.
I always read, and Will, you can correct me on this. Barack Obama deported a lot of people.
That's what I'm saying.
Barack Obama deported a lot of people.
A
Okay?
lot of people.
Okay.
Yeah.
The difference is you didn't have the Gestapo people out in the street.
No.
Rounded up people.
No. Definitely a different approach.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I always understood. He deported lots and lots of people. But he did it the way I guess he was supposed to do it. Well, you know,
Ooh.
just my
Yes,
opinion.
indeed. In other words, this not only here, it's going on over the country that the people are rebelling against that.
Yeah.
People are because it's hideous.
Even if you show you're a citizen, they'll arrest you anyway.
Well, even the most conservative among us usually fall short of saying indiscriminately killing people is okay. Even them think that's not okay.
Right. Yeah.
And even some of the most conservative people who are for killing people, they're for killing, to use the president's term, the worst of the worst of our enemies in other countries.
Not an ICU nurse at a veterans hospital.
No. No. So,
What about all the new jails they're building in the United States?
well, they got to put somebody in them.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're spending a whole lot of our money to put people in these buildings for that whole hundreds and thousands of people. They're building them for a reason. You don't build a building. How many houses you going to build? If you had the money, how many houses would you build and not live in any of them, or live in one of them and just let the others sit empty? No, that's not going to work. You would either rent it, lease it, sell it, or have family and say, I got a place for you. But you're not going to have it sit empty. So they're building them to put people in them.
Yeah.
Well, Will, isn't that our money?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Oh, Lord, help me. So we can't get food or help for the poor, can't get food and medicine for the children. Well, we could take our money and build jails.
Now, there you go,
people
Pop.
in.
You're trying to be reasonable. You're trying to be reasonable. I mean, that sounds like a good idea that all of us might be able to agree on, but that's not the policy.
Jesus, man, that's. In other words, well, I like to ask this question and let somebody else get on. Well, the people that's voting for this, it's got to be the biggest dumbass there are, huh?
Well, they already cast their votes. And
Jesus.
along the way, in these 6, 10, 12, 13, now 14 months, they've been saying, I voted for this. But when those people got killed, they start pulling back on that.
I'm thinking, what color was it? I'm sorry, I don't like to bring that up.
What's that?
What?
What color was it?
Oh, what color?
Oh, now. There you go.
That makes a difference.
That knife must be
Did I say
sharpening.
something wrong?
That knife must be sharpening because so many of them are brown people.
Yeah.
And
those
black
people
from Somalia.
Let's
not forget because
they don't make no difference. But I'm talking about these lads too.
Yeah, well,
yeah, I know.
Yeah,
we hear what you're saying.
Yeah. And one of the things that was implemented last month is to make it real clear that HICE has the authority and responsibility, if they see the need, to go into people's houses uninvited.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Boy, that's something.
Yep. So I got the figure just to make sure that we were clear, because we're talking about Mr. Obama and Mr. Trump. Under Mr. Obama, there was more than 900,000 people deported. So, there's just some context, but you didn't hear and see this kind of ridiculousness. So, Pop, we're going to have to take a break. We're going to have to take a break.
Well, look, thanks for taking my call.
Okay.
I sure learned a lot.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you calling
Well,
in.
y'all have a
Always
blessed
learn
day.
something from you when you ask good questions.
Oh.
Keep sharpening those knives, Pop. Keep sharpening those knives. All right. Lord's blessings. Lord's blessings. Have a great day. All right, folks, it's 7:27 a.m. You're listening to Will Sutton and Ro Brown on the Good Morning Show. Just got off a delightfully informing call with Pop Jones, throwing some hardball questions to us, getting the answers. And you can ask us a question of any kind, and we'll do our best to give you an answer. But if we can't, we'll give you a response of some kind. So 7:28 a.m. There are kiddos on the way to school. We got to take a break. Watch out for them. Watch out for yourself. We're going to break now. When we come back, more news and information. We hope to hear something about Carnival in the next bit. This is WBOK, 12:30 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about all day long.
This is your news update for WBOK from WDSU. For all your news and weather, watch WDSU News, New Orleans' leader in live, local, late-breaking news. Today at noon and 4 p.m.
Another warm day up ahead. We're looking at partly to mostly cloudy skies, a little bit cooler compared to previous days. Highs only 70 to 74 degrees for today. We could see a couple of spotty showers as we get to the afternoon. Not looking at any major washouts tonight. Lows fall to the 50s, and then as we get into our Friday, highs again back into the lower 70s. But for the weekend, looking at some scattered showers early Saturday, and then the main line of storms moves in early Sunday morning into the afternoon. For the WDSU First Warning Weather Center, I'm Raven Richard.
Hoops, Heat, The Truth, on demand. Ball Don't Lie is now live on all podcast platforms. Tap in, search WBOK Media, find Ball Don't Lie, and bring the fire with you wherever you go. Download, share, and leave that 5-star review, because the game doesn't stop when the show ends.
Tired of the impersonal, one-size-fits-all style of banking? You deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank Standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for businesses and families because we go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business, good for life. Stop by any New Orleans area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, and Louisiana's Julia Letlow. What do they have in common? Liberal Julia Letlow voted with Joe Biden more than any other Louisiana Republican in the U.S. House. And just like Nancy Pelosi, Letlow has traded hundreds of stocks while serving in Congress. Worse, Letlow violated federal insider trading laws by failing to report her shady stock trades, potentially millions of dollars worth. But that's not all. Before she went to Congress, liberal Julia Letlow was a university bureaucrat. She instituted radical DEI policies, woke sensitivity training, and the university put up a public art display honoring Defund the Police activists. Is that what Louisiana wants in the U.S. Senate? Conservatives just can't trust liberal Julia Letlow. Louisiana Freedom Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. LouisianaFreedomFund.org.
Hi, I'm Imani Godin, founder of GoDance. GoDance is a nonprofit interdisciplinary dance organization rooted in New Orleans, providing access to dance education and sustainable, wellness-centered art practices. Right now, you can be a part of this work by participating in our Key to Your Heart house raffle. Our programs are open, inclusive, and community-centered, supporting artists, students, and creators creatives at every stage. Your involvement helps expand access, education, and opportunity for artists of all ages. To learn more and get involved, visit GAUDANSE.org.
Tune in every Wednesday at 12 noon to What's Growing New Orleans. Hosted by Angel Vanderpool, What's Growing New Orleans is a weekly conversation about developing and growing Black businesses throughout the region. Brought to you by the New Orleans Regional Black Chamber of Commerce.
Experience 2 nights of genre-blending music with the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation's Jazz and Heritage Concert Series, presented by Goldfarb Financial, happening at the George and Joyce Wynn Jazz and Heritage Center in New Orleans. See jazz vocalist Ingrid Lucia and the Good Troublemakers on Friday, January 16th at 8 p.m. Then, on Saturday, the 17th at 8 p.m., catch pianist-composer Lawrence Seabrist, Estrella Banda, with special guests Tommy Lowry and Bart Plateau. Expect a thrilling mix of jazz, classical, Afro-Cuban funk, and more. Tickets are $10 and available at jazzandheritage.org.
Good morning, wake up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
Good morning, New Orleans, and welcome back to the Good Morning Show right here on WBOK, 12:30 a.m. Thank you for waking up and joining us for a bit. I know some of you all are going to be listening until we're off the air at 9, and you're going to swing right on into the front porch because, of course, you listen to WBOK. How long? All day long. I know. But we appreciate being a part of your daily schedule or your weekly schedule or however many days you give us pieces of your morning. It is 7:33 a.m., and that means if you were supposed to be somewhere at 7:30, you're late. You're late. Yep. Can't turn the clock back. So, but here's the thing. Don't speed. Don't rush. Make sure you have everything you need. Get out the door and get there late, but safely, and get there rather than cause an accident, be in an accident, be put in an ambulance, as I saw a woman being put in an ambulance yesterday. And I don't know who was right and who was wrong, but I know that big old truck ran into a barrier, and the car was on the other side of the road, and that had to be a heck of an impact. So I don't want that to be you. Plus, we have a bunch of kids going to school. It's a school day, and we want them to get there safe. So please, please, please watch out for them. Watch out for yourself, and make sure you're not one of the crazy drivers, please. And get where you're going around the schools, 20 miles per hour, and elsewhere, follow the speed limit. So look, there's a continuing talk in the off season with the New Orleans Saints. And
what are they talking about?
Well, first of all, there's all kinds of things being talked about. I even heard the name of a former quarterback talking about maybe, possibly, with the right situation, coming out of retirement. You heard about that, right?
I didn't pay too much attention to it.
It's like,
but I did hear that.
I don't live in that world, but my guess is that if you were a QB1, you would like to be a QB1 again.
Or it's not so bad to be a QB2.
It's not bad. Good pay.
Yeah.
Good pay.
A lot less aches and pains.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Practice.
Mm-hmm.
Play some or not. Mm-hmm. And move on to the next week.
You're knowledgeable.
Yeah.
You can help. You've been in the league.
You can be the assistant quarterbacks coach.
There are a number of people who have made a lot of money in the National Football League as backup quarterbacks. Lots of money.
Mm-hmm.
And hardly ever played. There are people like that. The people you see wearing the baseball caps, the uniform and the baseball cap a lot of times, So, and if you need to put them in, they need to come in.
Yeah.
Okay. They come in. It's not somebody who's totally lost. It's not someone who hasn't been there before. And so, but I didn't pay too much attention to it.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have, but,
it
just sounded like a good off-season story.
Yeah, if you're part of his team, so to speak, it's a good idea to get it out there and float it to see if you have any takers.
Yeah. Yeah.
$1 here, $1 there, $10, $2,500. Wait, 2.1 million. Hey, number 2's not looking so bad. Okay, all right, that kind of thing. But look, my colleague Luke Johnson at the Times-Picayune Sports Guy wrote a piece about what it might look like if Demario Davis and Cam Jordan we're still playing the NFL in 2026, but not for the Saints.
Yeah, well,
What do you think about
fans of the National Football League and fans of that teams, I guess, a lot of them never really get used to them. You get attached to players, get attached to people. They've been there so long and they perform so well. And in the cases of these two, Demario Davis and Cam Jordan, they're likable guys. And, New Orleans Saints people like their likable guys, involved in the community. Both have been Man of the Year candidates and that sort of thing. So they've done stuff in the community. So fans get attached to them, and that's understandable. Sometimes the realities of the National Football League will rear its ugly head where it comes a point where either one, those people no longer can perform the way that they once did, or teams cannot retain them because of what they're being paid and, how much they have to pay some other people. And that's the reality of it. Sometimes they'd like to keep people around, but they can't. And
help, I know it's a business.
Yeah.
I enjoy the sport of it. I enjoy the competition. I enjoy pulling for my Saints, even if it looks like they're going to lose, or even if I know they're going to go into a losing season or a losing game, and then be thrilled if they even come close or win. I enjoy that.
Yeah.
But I also know it's a business.
Yeah. But a lot of fans.
So what's the business part of why I might have to see Cam Jordan and or Demario Davis in another uniform?
Because they might want a certain amount of money and the Saints can't or shouldn't give it to them. There is a can't or shouldn't to this, okay? And the shouldn't means, if you want to get younger, if you want your team or your roster to get younger, then you don't give contracts to people who are 36 and 37 years of age. Now, what's created a big problem for them, this would have been a lot easier. It would have been a lot easier decision if someone like Cam Jordan had performed the way he performed year before last. And okay.
He had some good games this year.
Well, no, I said year before last.
Yeah, right.
But this year, he performed like the Cam Jordan that we knew.
Right.
Okay, so that's the problem. Okay, and Demario Davis, his production has never gone down.
Right.
He's 37.
Right.
And he's a linebacker.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So you got to get together. I mean, they may have to take less money if they want to stay, but then maybe some team will say, "Well, we'll take you for one more year. We'll give you this much."
And then they got a decision to make. But when they retire, they'll be a Saint.
You mean? What do you mean they'll be a Saint?
Well, they're going to be a New Orleans Saint when they actually retire, right?
Yeah.
I mean they're going to do what? Those one-day contracts or something?
Oh, you mean that kind of thing?
Yeah.
They could always do that. Yeah. You know what I mean? There's some people, no matter what, they'll be a tie. I mean, Tom Brady's going to be a Patriot. He ain't going to be a Tampa Bay Buccaneer.
No.
I mean, when you talk about going in the halls of fame, I mean, they ask people, on your bus, well, in the case of baseball, what do you want on your cap? What logo do you want on it? You played for 5 teams. Which one do you want? And So that kind of thing, if that's what you mean. But yeah, I mean, there are decisions to be made, and I mean, he's not the only one. I mean, Alvin Kamara is a running back, and I mean, he's not 37 or 36, but a 30-year-old running back is about like a 37 or 36-year-old almost, as far as longevity is concerned, playing that position, getting hit all the time. But so yeah, and it's tough for fans, because they get attached to people. It's understandable.
Yeah,
but the people, they got to make a decision.
Yeah,
they got to make a decision.
And people like me, you say the name Danny Stutzman, and it's like, who's that again?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, but he seems to be doing pretty well.
Yeah,
and he might be more of the future.
And he's a draft pick, draft pick from out of the University of Oklahoma, who looks pretty good. Who looks like he's going to be pretty good. But that looks like, whereas Demario Davis has been looking good now for several years.
Yeah, absolutely.
504-582-9422. 504-582-9422.
All right. Well, give a ring. Give us a call to the number that Roe gave you. For those of you who didn't hear from Roe, here it is from me. 504-582-9422. 502-9422. This is WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about all day long.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat, sponsored by Lowe's.com. Women's basketball superstar Juju Watkins bought a minority stake in the National Women's Soccer League team Boston Legacy FC. And I talked to Bloomberg U.S. sports business reporter Randall Williams about the groundbreaking deal and why it's a big deal for Watkins and for Boston Legacy FC.
She was really excited about it. I think this came pretty natural for both parties. Boston Legacy FC has done a lot of work grabbing celebrities. Caleb Williams is an investor. Aaliyah Boston of the Indiana Fever is an investor. And so this falls in line with Juju Watkins, with Boston Legacy. And so it's a big deal for her. And it's the first deal that I've seen where it's a women's college player becoming a sports owner before they're a professional, which is crazy.
It is crazy, and we're still at the very beginning of what could be a historic career for Watkins. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
Time is valuable. That's why Lowe's Blueprint Takeoffs turn blueprints into quotes faster. Bring us your plans, and we'll generate itemized material lists to make quoting easier so you can get back to building. Plus, at the Lowe's Pro Desk, you get access to thousands of building materials not sold in store. And when your order's ready, we'll deliver everything to the job site. Improving is easy at Lowe's.
With Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor gets to know you and your goals to build a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Backed by a team of specialists, they'll analyze all your accounts, even the ones they don't manage, to keep an eye on taxes and provide proactive portfolio insights that can help you unlock your wealth's full potential. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.
Hey everybody, it's Graylin Bryant Banks.
And Kimber White Dupree.
From the front porch, y'all. You know how we do. Every Monday is Moving Monday.
And Tuesday is Trivia Tuesday.
And y'all know we have nothing but bad cheering coming through here on Wednesday.
But stick with us. On Thursday, we travel.
That's right. And Friday's Free Your Mind Friday, so get your brass up.
Something on your mind? Want to get it off your chest?
Holla at your people. WBOK 1230 AM, the station you listen to.
All day long.
Well, Saints of God, this is Pastor David Impartan Sr. coming to you over the airways of WBOK, your favorite host of Change Your Water, Change Your Mind. I want to invite you to our show every Saturday from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock p.m. That's Change Your Water, Change Your Mind. I want you to invite your family and friends to a broadcast that's designed to change your life, the way you think, the way you act, and what you eat. We want you to tune in every Saturday at 1 o'clock, WBOK, 1230 a.m. See you on Saturday.
This is The Law and Your Legacy. I'm attorney Pete Hamilton.
I'm attorney Ryan Hamilton. Comparing the cost of will, successions, and trusts.
A will might only be a few $100s, but your family could end up paying more in legal fees.
Trust costs more upfront, but saves time, stress, and potentially thousands.
Think of it as paying a little now to avoid a big bill later. Smart planning means big savings for your family. This is not legal advice. That's just a tip brought to you by Liberty Bank and Trust. For more information, go to libertybank.net or contact us at 504-915-5016.
Transform your bathroom with the beautiful quality of Bath Planet. As a trusted leader in bathroom renovation, Bath Planet has earned the Good Housekeeping seal, a symbol of quality and consumer confidence for over 100 years. Get half off installation or 18 months with no interest and no payments. Whether it's tub replacement, a shower replacement, or a tub-to-shower conversion, Bath Planet makes your custom bath fast, easy, and affordable. Here's how it works. 1. Call to schedule your free, no-obligation consultation. 2. Our design experts come to you with real samples to customize your dream bath. 3. Our certified installers complete the transformation in as little as 1 day. And right now, for a limited time, you can upgrade your bathroom for 50% off installation or choose 18 months with no interest and no payments. But you need to call now. This special offer is only available by calling 800-981-8177. That's 800-981-8177. Call 800-981-8177 right now before the offer ends.
The Ron Kelly Show. Real talk, bold truth. Tune in for your weekly dose of unapologetic conversations that don't dodge the truth or dilute the message. Stay informed on the issues that matter most on The Ron Kelly Show. Every Monday at 7 p.m. on WBOK 1230 a.m.
Good morning. Wake up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
Good morning, good morning, New Orleans, and welcome back to the Good Morning Show. This is Will Sutton. I'm here with Ro Brown.
Yeah, once again, he got me off the overpass there.
Yeah, sure did.
And brought me in. And,
I appreciate your insights.
Gave me breakfast, and so I decided I'd just go on the air with it.
I hear you. I hear you. I got you over here. I didn't feed you breakfast. I didn't give you coffee, juice, snack, or water.
I wouldn't be on the air if you hadn't done that. What do you mean? That wouldn't have gone on.
Yeah. Okay. All right, I'll get you lunch one day. How about that? All right, it is 7:49 a.m., and I've got a treat for you all. We have got the Zulu King and the Zulu Queen, Dr. Ronald Tassin and Monique Chapman. Sherelle. I'm sorry. Yep. And they are live and in the studio at WBOK, 12:30 a.m. And this is the first time for each of them to come to the station. They might have been around remotes and maybe listening periodically, but we are happy and thrilled that you were able to fit in your very tight schedule a visit to WBOK. So welcome.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right. So I want to talk about what this weekend looks like. I think it's probably the busiest time of the year for the King and Queen of Zulu. But I want you to talk about that after you tell us a little bit, because we got a whole WBOK family of listeners, and they ask us different things, and sometimes it's on Facebook. But, almost always they want to know in different ways who your mama and them.
Correct.
Where you from?
You better go to the king first. Queen looked like that kind of, you kind of took her with that question.
Well, let me just start to actually say thanks for all of the followers for WBOK. This is my first time. Yes, I sit here to stand to say that I am the 110th King of Zulu. And I want to say thanks to my membership for electing me. On a very, very serious note, Zulu has done a tremendous, good job since 1909. We was incorporated in 1916. And what we're doing presently still as working in the community, helping the community, mentoring Junior Zulus, doing a lot for the Christmas time giveaways, Toys for Tots. We actually have one of the biggest toy drives in the city. I think Zulu is on an all-time high right now.
So where did you grow up?
I grew up in...
Was that part of your background, and when did you
Yeah.
first hear of or see Zulu?
Okay.
Now you're the king.
Yeah. So like I grew up in like Jefferson Parish, River Ridge in Kenner, Louisiana.
Uh-huh.
And my first time seeing Zulu, I had to be at the age of 10 years of age, with my grandmother from Uptown and my mother from Jefferson Parish, and they used to bring a set of parades off Canal Street, out on the cross street. But I just remember this, like my actual grandmother saying, Ron, there is Zulu, and I was like looking like, whoa, wait, I'm about to run.
What's all that?
Yeah, what's all that? Because they was coming down the street, and man, they was in high volume. But being the age of 10, and really seeing, they actually dress up everything.
Yeah.
That wasn't something usual that I see. But over the years, it actually took its tone on me, and it really, really made me understand like Zulu is is and still is today actually a great organization.
So Queen, where did you grow up? What high school did you go to?
I grew up in Jefferson Parish. I graduated from Xavier Prep High School.
Hey.
The prep. The prep.
As a kid, I remember going to Zulu Parade all the time. At the time when I was young, I never did really pay attention to the King and Queen. It was more so as a kid, the coconut. I want the coconut. And then now here I am today, selected as Queen 2026. It's amazing.
Yeah. So you all have quite a weekend.
Yeah.
Now, am I accurate or inaccurate that throughout the year you all are doing things as King and Queen?
Yes.
But is this not the busiest of your weekends and your weeks throughout the year?
Yeah, it's very busy, as you can hear in my voice. Like it is. Getting in the city, getting prepared is actually one of the most amazing times, because you are from 5 a.m. to 2 and 3 in the morning. It's just that busy. Getting ready for the ball, which is tomorrow. Hope to see everybody there as we reign as the King and Queen of Zulu. But on the preparation side of it, Zulu has a tremendous work of people that's actually working with us, getting us ready for this big, big moment. We know that the parade is Tuesday. I hope to see all of you WBOK listeners and followers on the streets chatting and yelling our name, because we have some great things for you.
Okay.
All right.
So,
that man's losing his voice, man.
I know.
Leave him alone.
My voice, right?
Leave him alone.
Over to the Queen. Okay. So, what's this week been like, and what has today been like? Because it's not even 8 o'clock yet.
Right.
And y'all been running.
As the King said, preparation is everything, right? So in this week, interviews, schools, colleges, and preparing for tomorrow. That's a big day. So we distributing our beads, our riders, and float tops. It's just a whole preparation of it all.
Okay.
And then we start preparing for Tuesday as well.
Okay. So what you got going on the rest of today?
Today is unpacking, getting ready for practice tonight. We have like a real good practice tonight that we're going to prepare for Friday, as we take up on the whole entourage and everybody that's going to be involved of the actually Zulu 2026 Coronation Ball.
Mm-hmm. It seems to me that the King and Queen of Zulu are usually related.
Yes,
correct.
Right.
And you guys are related.
Yes, we are.
When I'm right, I'm just going by memory. It was a uncle and niece situation.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Sister.
Okay. So, did you campaign? your uncle for this or what? Did you say, okay, now you king? Okay.
Nope. Didn't
tell
see it coming.
us how that came about.
Didn't see it coming. I was there along the way while he campaigned, helped with everything he needed help with. We hadn't really discussed that part of things. And then when he came to me and snuck it on me and said, yeah, you're going to be my queen. And I said, what? He said, yeah, you're going to be my queen. I said, whoa. My mind went everywhere. I was like, oh, wait a minute. Because I knew that required preparation.
Right.
I knew that.
Uh-huh. What does this mean to you?
For me, it means a lot of things, right? Legacy comes to mind. To share the moment with my uncle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's amazing.
King, what does this mean to you?
It means a lot. Let me just first start off saying thanks to her mother, which is my sister. So I had to start with her first. And, like, you know, she looked at me like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah. And so being selected king and also being selected by the membership, by the board and officers as well. But what it means to me, it means that family-oriented, it actually helps my family still grow with love and courage, enthusiastic, things like that.
So, busy day today. Practice and all today. Tomorrow you got the big ball. Thousands of people. Will be out there.
Yes.
And I'll tell you a little secret. I have a friend in Atlanta who is coming into New Orleans like, how do I get to Zulu Ball? I'm like, oh, man, I'm not in Zulu. You know? But I know you got a lot of that going on.
Yes.
And I'm sure that's with a lot of members, but particularly the king and the queen.
Right.
You know, it's like, and then you got the, well, I'm going to get in there, but I want a good table.
Right.
Man, you know all the secrets.
Yeah.
Man, God. They give it all to you. Yeah, I mean, seriously talk. You know, they got a lot of people. I mean, my phone rings every 3 minutes.
No.
Or either text, about a ticket.
I'm sure.
You know, I'm coming to the ball. Where are you going to? And it's a full-fledged of that stuff going on right now.
Right.
You know, and look, let's just be honest. You know, being the king, Sherelle Monique is the actual queen. And, I don't see her phone, but I'm giving publicly views on my phone saying, where are you at now? And I'm like, I don't know myself, you know.
I'm in a car. I don't know where I'm going.
Right.
So, all right. So what time does the ball start?
Ball starts at 6 p.m.
And how many people are you expecting?
At the ball? Oh, about easily 33,000 people will actually be there.
Yeah.
Thousands.
And please, and if the fire marshal is actually hearing this, those numbers.
Well, that might be the totality as people come and go.
Right.
Okay, as people kind of come and go with the flow. You know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think it's all at one time.
Do
you know who the musical people are this year?
Well, like we know some of them.
Do you know? Well, I mean, you might not know it. You might not know. I mean, that's just it's
well,
okay if you don't.
We have
Carrie Hilson is one.
Yeah.
Hey.
And like we have Teddy Riley as well.
Some guests. And he's bringing some guests.
Yang Yang Twins. Okay. Yeah, just on the board. Dougie Fresh, but I think he had another detour on us, and I really wanted to pop him up a little bit. Yeah. And I think, but I think our entertainment chairman, he does a wonderful job on actually getting our entertainment. Let me give some respect to Jeff Williams. That's his name. Mm-hmm. Jeff, black man is so like. The minute you hear this, you should be standing up and saying, "Thank you, Dr. Tassin, thank you." So, even though that like the actual king has a wish list, but he tried his best to actually supersede it for me. But hey, Jeff, I'm giving you a clap on that, Jeff Williams.
All right, Jeff.
Well, okay. King and Queen. If I tell you the last time I went to the Zulu Ball, if I told you who were the musical entertainers, then you'd know it's been a long time since I've been there.
Share that with me.
So I'll just, let's see. I saw two people there. I saw B.B. King.
Oh, yeah.
I saw Jerry Butler.
Wow.
What?
I saw the Dells.
What?
Come to think of it.
Oh my gosh, yeah. That's a long time.
That's what I'm saying.
Gotta make it back. Come on. Get back, man. You need to be there tomorrow. I'll tell the president, hey, get him here. Get him here.
All right. Well, we're going to have to move on, and I know you all got a busy schedule.
Yeah.
And that's just part of the weekend we talked about. We got to go. I mean, you got Saturday, you got Sunday. Lundi Gras.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's going to be a thing.
Yeah, Lundi Gras is, Lundi Gras should be great for us. Like that's almost home for us.
Yeah.
Kenner area, and the people are just waiting right now. I mean, once again, the text, the phone, we can't wait to see you for actually Lundi Gras, like in Kenner.
Yeah.
And we look forward, at least, especially me, like I look forward to going and see a lot of my friends, all of my relatives down that way. A lot of good memories should actually take place present for actually Lundi Gras. Yeah.
Wonderful.
But then we cut.
Well,
Yep.
Okay.
Well, hail Queen Zulu, Sherelle Chapman, and hail King Zulu, Dr. Ron Tassant.
Thank you.
Thank you so much
Hail
for
Zulu.
making time to come and share with our WBOK family of listeners. And you're king and queen now, and you're welcome back another time when it's not so busy. And how about you can even come back?
And like when I have my voice.
Even when you're not king
You
and
did
queen.
pretty good.
How about that?
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank
All right,
you.
well, we're going to go to break, and when we come back, we're going to be looking to see what the people think about the city of New Orleans. Are we safe? What do you think of the police chief? What do you think of the police officers? How are we doing compared to previous? Well, we're going to hear from a coalition that's been doing a survey about those things for more than a dozen years. And so another one is out, and we're going to see what it says. This is WBOK 1230 AM, what New Orleans is talking about all day long.
WBOK New Orleans, home of the Good Morning Show, 7 to 9 a.m. weekdays.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. New York City's LGBTQ+ caucus rallied yesterday after the pride flag was removed from the Stonewall National Monument under a directive from President Trump.
To remove this flag is a slap in the face to our community, and it's a slap in the face of history.
Outraged advocates say the flag will fly again. The International Olympic Committee has ordered Haiti to remove an image of founding patriot Toussaint Louverture from its Olympic uniforms, ruling it a political symbol. Designer Stella Jean repainted the design, keeping Haiti's red horse motif as two Haitian skiers compete in Milan Cortina. And Philadelphia officials are weighing a plan to move the Smoke and Joe Frazier statue to the Art Museum following a vote to relocate the Rocky statue to the top of the steps. Black Mayor Sherelle Parker supports the move. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Good morning. Wake up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
Good morning, New Orleans, and welcome back to the Good Morning Show. I'm Will Sutton, and with me is my man, Ro Brown.
Good morning.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming in. Thank you. Appreciate it. Good convo with the King and Queen.
Yeah. It's always good to hook up with royalty.
Absolutely good.
Prior to the big day.
Yeah. So we got to meet them and greet them and convo with them before all of the thousands of this weekend, particularly let's just course correct and say the lots of people that will see them at the ball on Friday night.
The humongous.
Yeah, right.
Humongous number. Yeah. Humongous.
All right. Well, look, we promised you earlier that we're going to take a look at the city of New Orleans and policing, and hear from the New Orleans Crime Coalition. So we've got Mike Cowan coming on with us. So let's look into what they found this year. And good morning, Mike. You're on with Will Sutton and Ro Brown.
Good morning, Will. Good morning, Ro. Good to hear you.
How are you, man?
Good morning, Mike.
Okay. What about yourselves?
Fine. You doing much Carnival and Mardi Gras stuff, or you kind of staying close to home?
I'm more the close to home guy.
Okay, no problem.
You're still at it, huh, Mike? You're still at it, huh, my man?
As you can see. Well, it is funny in a way. Yeah, we are still at it, and we've got getting on toward 15 years worth of repetition of this survey. So we've kept a pretty steady eye on an important thing, we think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I was going through the survey and I found some interesting points. But before I dive into that, I'm just going to mention one thing, and that is overall that it appears, based on your survey, that most of the people surveyed think that we're safe. We're a safe place, and that has gone up. So that's good. Of course, any city would love to have 100% people thinking we're safe. But give us some context for the numbers that you found around that, and introduce to our WBOK family of listeners the work that you all do and how it's connected to the foundation.
Sure. Okay. So the perception that the city is a safe place that has gone up in this survey. That's a good thing, of course. We also, and for context, that the word that you mentioned there is so important. We can't understand anything without some context. And part of the context here is that violent crime is down, just numerically, statistically, factually. And when it goes down, people feel safer. Although, just as a quick aside, we have found since the very beginning of this survey that people feel more safe in their own neighborhood than they do in the city as a whole, no matter what the violent crime level is at a particular time. People feel safer in their home territory than in the city as a whole. But anyway, that's moving in a good direction now. And this is not exactly a side, but it's a piece that I think maybe gets left out too often, and that is, and you too in your audience know this very well, I'm sure, when violent crime goes up, everybody points the finger at the cops. And when violent crime goes down, the cops get praise. And we see some of that in this survey too. And I'm happy to see that happen. But of course, we all know that the police are not responsible for the murder rate. Right. And never have been. So maybe that's just an opening that you could follow up on if you'd like.
Yeah. So, one of the things that I tell folks when they're talking about the police, first of all, the large majority of police officers and people connected to the department are good people. And large majority of them are us, grew up around here like we did, and they love the city, and they're doing this job to protect and serve. And when you do something bad, the police didn't cause it. They're responding to what you did. Yeah. It's what you did, what your neighbor did, and what your cousin did. But they do the best on the front end of prevention. We always need more people to heed that advice, that counsel, and that guidance. And that's why we have Mardi Gras rules, just as an example, to keep people safe. So tell us.
Amen.
So what about the people feeling safe in their neighborhoods? Because I found that interesting that a lower percentage, but a majority of folks feel the city is safe. But when you talk about the neighborhoods, a lot more people feel their neighborhood is safe. Am I reading that wrong?
No, you're reading that right, and it is kind of it's interesting and puzzling in a way. When we met with former police superintendent Surpass about this survey, we met with all the chiefs over the years and gave them the feedback and got their response. And one of the things that Superintendent Surpass always said was, there's crime and there's the perception of crime, and they never match up. The facts about crime revealed in things like studies and surveys and so on, and how people feel about crime, they just don't match up one for one. So there's something about moving around in the place that's familiar with you, it's familiar to you, that has people feeling safer than when they get outside their neighborhood, so to speak. And we're not really speculating about why that is, but it just makes sense at some basic level, doesn't it?
Yeah. For those who have the opportunity to choose where they live, not everybody really does, financially or otherwise. You choose that place in part because you feel like it'd be a good place to live and that you'll be safe. There are people who choose a place in an area that might be a hot spot, but that's what they can afford. That's where they need to be at that time. But most people, given a choice, choose safe neighborhoods. Mm-hmm. So I would hope that they would feel their neighborhood is safe and then be shocked if certain kinds of things happen in those neighborhoods.
Mike, so 2/3 of people feel the city is safe. Do they tell you why? Why? I mean, why do they feel it's safe? Just because they said the murder rate is down, or what? Why?
Well, so about this survey, this is just a factual piece that goes with it, and I often get the chance almost every year to answer the question that you just asked me. Mm-hmm. And the answer is, on a survey like this, you don't find anything out about why people say what they say, but you find out what they say. You find out their opinion. And so after that, when you've got their opinion, then what do? You have to match that up with your understanding of how things are and say, well, it might be this and it might be that. But there's nothing in the survey to answer the question specifically about why.
Okay. Do we ever do a survey that does ask that?
We haven't done that, and I'd say, well, first of all, it would be the getting the opinions underneath a survey like this would be a very complicated and expensive thing to do. We might be able to do it with a question or two, but we've tried to the ball that we've tried to keep our eye on here is this is a survey, and we think it's a good survey of the perceptions of people who live and work here of the police department. That's all it is, but that's important.
So, Mike, one of the things I found interesting and helped me because you have the context that I don't have since you've been doing this for a while. But over the course of the years that you all have been doing the survey, it seems that city residents have appreciated help from the Louisiana state police. This year, that seems to be down. And I'm wondering, am I reading it right that it's down, the percentage of people who think it's a good thing and working well? And is that connected to state police presence, like the NOLA team, Troop NOLA, being organized and coming in? Is that connected to ICE, which is not the Louisiana State Police, but might people be putting those together where that's not the question that you asked?
Yeah, so that's a good example too. Going back to what we were just speaking about before, that why do people feel that that relationship between local law enforcement and the state goes up, or when it goes up, why? When it goes down, why? And from my vantage point, the answer to that is that when local law enforcement and law enforcement people from outside, when they coordinate and work together, divide the work up in a sensible way and respect each other and coordinate, then everybody wins, and people feel that. I was walking down Rampart Street a couple weeks ago, and I looked up, and 3 National Guard troops were walking toward Canal Street, and it's it kind of it stops you a minute to have that. But on the other hand, there's a little piece of safety walking around in our city, and so as long as those two groups coordinate, it seems to be a win for both sides. And if you want to see the opposite of that, then just look at Minneapolis for the last month or so. You drop in a whole group of law enforcement people who aren't really trained for the urban area. To say that they're not cooperating, those two bodies, this is the local and the national, to say that they're not cooperating is an understatement. And you see the chaos that can break out in a city. We've had overall good cooperation, and that's a benefit for everybody, we think.
Well, another piece of this is the overall satisfaction with the New Orleans Police Department and their different contexts, breakdown, male, female, ages, black, white. For the most part, black, white does not seem to be that far off. Yes, there's a 6-point difference with more white people feeling that they're satisfied than black people. But black folks, the majority of black folks are feeling satisfied. But the one that got me is the age. The younger people don't feel as satisfied. And the older people, who I think might be more vulnerable, are satisfied. What's going on with that?
Yeah, that's very interesting. If I could just make a brief comment on the first part of what you said there, before you got to your question. If when we look at our survey going back to the beginning, there's a high degree of agreement between blacks and whites about policing in New Orleans. And we see it, as you said, we see it in the version of the survey that we're looking at right now. And I personally think that's extremely important for 2 reasons. One is a city where people do not trust the police is in trouble, or a city where the police department isn't functioning properly. That's a city that's in trouble. And blacks and whites in our survey from the beginning have agreed on that. They agree on the importance, and they mostly agree on how well it's going at a particular point in time. So, racial divisions, they're not to be denied, and they're matters of concern, but there are also areas of interracial agreement that show us that people can work together on matters of truly common concern. It's everybody's interest that the police department function well. Everybody's interest. Nobody wants to argue about that. And our survey is encouraging to me because I think it shows that that cooperation is actually happening. Now back to the age thing. We've gotten that for the last several years in a row, and again, a survey doesn't tell you why, but we've thought about it. We've thought about it a lot and wondered about it, and like yourselves, we've paid attention to this issue. We're concerned about it, and so, we're not just speculating out of thin air. We're speculating out of experience and things we've paid attention to and thought about, as you have. And two things are kind of up at the top of my list of why that might be so. Why younger people might be less satisfied than older people with the police department. One is that it's a generational thing, that the people coming behind are impatient with the elders. They want things to move farther and faster than we've been able to make them move, and I think that's perhaps a piece of what's going on there. Some generational impatience, so to speak. And the other answer came up in one of our planning meetings for the survey. One of our members, Chris Reed, pointed out that the same people who are dissatisfied or less satisfied, the younger folks in our survey, they're the people that get all of their news and information on their phone. Mm. And so maybe there's something about the media that they are consuming compared to the media that older folks consume that has something to do with these different perceptions.
I think that's quite a valid point. Because
how does that strike you? How does that strike you? So you're both involved on the media side.
Yeah, I think that's a very good point, because traditional legacy media has a different approach, changing out of necessity because in part of digital and social media. But there are people on social media who don't pretend to be journalists, and they are coming from a certain point of view, and part of that point of view, here's what's happening now. Look at this. Isn't this horrible? Without any official police report or investigation, and sometimes not even any follow-up. So if that's what you're looking at day to day, you have a sense that, oh, this happened over here, this happened over here, this happened over here. And that's what you're reading, that's what you're being fed. And the visuals, of course, has an impact, because if you're shooting with your camera, you choose what you shoot, how long you shoot it, and whether you edit it or not. And so I think that's a good point.
Anyway, that's the state of our thinking so far on that question of why we're getting that, and we'll continue to watch that generational piece.
One of the things you said, Mike, that I thought was interesting is that you talked to all the past superintendents of police. And
please go ahead.
Yeah, and you said you talked to all of them. Well, you quoted one, Ronald Surpass, but you talked to all of them. What kind of things did they say besides, what you said that Ron said?
Great question. We just to clarify, when we did our first survey, Ray Nagin was the mayor and Warren Riley was the police superintendent. So that's how far the survey goes back, just to locate it a little bit for people. And what we did was we did our survey. We sent an embargoed copy to every police superintendent, and we gave them a chance to respond, and we gave them a chance to appear at the press conference where we released the survey, just to give them a chance to speak to the public about it. And so let me just tell you a quick story about this. I was at a community gathering in Central City at the district police station, and it was just citizens, people who have been involved in criminal justice things, and the chief of that district came up to me and he said, "Come with me for a second." He took me to his office and he pulled out the copy of the survey that had just come out, and he said, "Dr. Cowan, this is my report card." And for him, and I think some others, that's what it was. It was a piece of feedback Nobody was grinding any axes, and he wanted his district to get better, and so he treated it as a kind of a report on his district's behavior over that past year. And by and large, I don't recall any defensiveness from the police department in response to our survey. I don't recall any resistance from any of the superintendents that we've had, which to me is, of course, that's to their credit.
Yeah. Well, and I found interesting that the majority of people responding to the different ideas of what would improve the New Orleans Police Department and things such as staffing, that for the most part, everybody agrees that more people would be a good thing for the police department. Of course, technology changes things and needs with not just this, but any other police department. But can you talk to us a minute about that? And then we're going to go to break and wrap up and let you go get on with your day.
Sorry, just clarify what you're getting at in that question for me.
Okay, sure. There are a number of people. You surveyed people about different ways to improve the New Orleans Police Department.
Yes.
And you broke that down into categories. But it seemed like there wasn't much difference among those you surveyed, that people pretty much agreed about things that could improve the police department. Can you talk about that
that's exactly right, and it's one of the places where the racial agreement that we were talking about before shows up. There's not much difference there, and it shifts a little bit from year to year depending on events, of course. But so there's the good news there is that we don't have to have an argument about what the problem is, or even about the things that we need to do. We don't have to have an argument about any of this. We just have to see to it that the police department and the police monitor and the council and the mayor each do their parts of making those things happen.
Got it. Okay. Well, thank you, Mike Cowan, for joining us for this bit of time on WBOK, 12:30 a.m. Good conversation, good context. I've been looking at this thing, and I have to keep going back and ask myself, did I read that right? But I appreciate all the work that went into the survey, the data points, and certainly the charts helped me. So where can people look for themselves to see the survey?
If someone just Googles the New Orleans Crime Coalition, the survey will come up.
Okay, very good. All right.
And thank you for the conversation, gentlemen, and for your interest. I really appreciate it.
Okay, well, thank you so much. Lord's blessing. Have a great day. All right, folks, we're going to go to break, and when we come back, we're going to be talking about some more news and information that you might want to know, should want to know. And we got a bit of breaking news, things that have, something that's happened that we've been talking about for days and days and days, and Pop Jones reference. So we're going to have some breaking news right after the break. It's 8:29 a.m. This is WBOK 12:30 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about all day long.
This is your news update for WBOK from WDSU. For all your news and weather, watch WDSU News, New Orleans' leader in live, local, late-breaking news. Today at noon and 4 p.m.
Good Thursday morning. I'm Daryl Forges with WDSU News, and here's your headlines. The New Orleans Police Department is investigating a deadly shooting overnight in Holly Grove. Detectives say at around 12:45 a.m., a man was shot in Hamilton Street near Conrad Playground. The NOPD says EMS transported the victim to a local hospital where he later died. Police are asking if you have any information, please come forward and call Crime Stoppers. You know the number, it's 504-822-1111. A New Orleans City Council member, J.P. Morrell, took to social media blasting the crew of Ferret for allegedly throwing a koozie featuring a local THC company. The captain of Ferret responded saying the koozies were not made for sanctioned by the crew, and that he wasn't aware they existed until it was brought to his attention. The captain goes on to say they take the Mardi Gras ordinance banning political positions seriously and would never do anything to violate that. As we enter the final stretch of carnival season, the New Orleans Police Department is making changes to parking along the parade route. So if you normally park in the formation area, new signs tell you to move your car 4 hours before the parade starts. It's a change from 2 hours in previous years. The NOPD says as floats and parades get more elaborate, crews need more time to get everyone in place. And of course, the Carnival Fun continues tonight with 3 big parades rolling uptown. So tonight, you catch the Knights of Chaos beginning at 4:30, followed by the Knights of Babylon at 5, and then get ready to catch some shoes from the ladies of the Crew of Muses at 6 p.m. I'm Daryl Forgis, and that's your headlines for WBOK.
New Orleans never sleeps, and neither does WBOK. Now, every voice, every moment, and every show is in your pocket. Search WBOK Media wherever you get podcasts. Download, share, rate us 5 stars. Because when you support us, you amplify Black voices and the New Orleans culture.
This is your news update for WBOK from WDSU. For all your news and weather, watch WDSU News, New Orleans' leader in live, local, late-breaking news. Today at noon and 4 p.m.
Another warm day up ahead. We're looking at partly to mostly cloudy skies, a little bit cooler compared to previous days. Highs only 70 to 74 degrees for today. We could see a couple of spotty showers as we get to the afternoon. Not looking at any major washouts tonight. Lows fall to the 50s, and then as we get into our Friday, highs again back into the lower 70s. But for the weekend, looking at some scattered showers early Saturday, and then the main line of storms moves in early Sunday morning into the afternoon. For the WDSU First Warning Weather Center, I'm Raven Reese.
Hello, friend. Tavis Smiley here with a special announcement. You can catch my show at a new time. Weekdays from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Same great topics, same great guests, same great conversations, just a little earlier in the day. It's Tavis Smiley, weekdays 1 to 4 p.m. only on WBOK 1230 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about.
Tired of the impersonal, one-size-fit-all style of banking? You deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank Standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for businesses and families because we go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business, good for life. Stop by any New Orleans area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
Experience 2 nights of genre-blending music with the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation's Jazz and Heritage Concert Series, presented by Goldfarb Financial, happening at the George and Joyce Wynn Jazz and Heritage Center in New Orleans. See jazz vocalist Ingrid Lucia and the Good Troublemakers on Friday, January 16th at 8 p.m. Then, on Saturday, the 17th at 8 p.m., catch pianist-composer Lawrence Seabrist, Estralia Banda, with special guests Tommy Lowry and Bart Plateau. Expect a thrilling mix of jazz, classical, Afro-Cuban funk, and more. Tickets are $10 and available at jazzandheritage.org.
Welcome to Chemical of the Month from the Community Scientist and Rise St. James. This month's focus is polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, or PAHs, formed when fuels like oil, gas, wood, or trash are burned. These chemicals can enter the air we breathe and settle into our soil and water. Many PAHs are known carcinogens, adding to the health burdens faced by communities living near industry. Learn how to protect your health at risestjames.org.
Saturday, February 14th, join WBOK for a special LCMC Health edition of Keeping You Well Cafe. Meet me, Kimber White Dupree, Endymion Saturday from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. outside the University Medical Center. I'll be broadcasting live in front of the parade route, and a special team of medical professionals will be stopping by, ready to give you tips to keep you healthy this carnival season. Don't miss this special edition of LCMC Health, Keeping You Well Cafe, and WBOK Broadcasting live on Saturday, February 14th from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. LCMC Health, tomorrow starts here.
What if just $50 could open the door to your new home? Godan's is inviting you to enter their Key to Your Heart house raffle, where one ticket gives you a chance to win a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home in the city of New Orleans. The drawing will happen on Valentine's Day, February 14th. Tickets must be purchased by February 12th at 11:59 p.m. Enter now at RAYZE.it/Key to Your Heart.
Tune in every Wednesday at 12 noon to What's Growing New Orleans. Hosted by Angel Vanderpool, What's Growing New Orleans is a weekly conversation about developing and growing Black businesses throughout the region. Brought to you by the New Orleans Regional Black Chamber of Commerce.
Good morning, wake up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
Good morning, New Orleans, and welcome back to the Good Morning Show. I'm Will Sutton, and Ro Brown is still here with me.
Hello, yeah. You're still stuck with me.
Yeah,
sure.
That was a good conversation with Mike Cohen.
Yeah.
Interesting survey results of what New Orleanians are thinking about crime and public safety in the city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think some of it, and this has been a while, I mean, I think the change in the police department is, if you'd asked me that, when I was a younger person, I didn't trust the police because most of them were white.
Yeah.
And I knew that a lot of them did not have my best interests at heart. So I didn't trust them, I mean, I'd go to them, but I didn't trust them. And that's a part of it also. But no, I mean, it's good that people feel better about the police. We just need so many more of them.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I think there's a balance between technology and people. And I'm not sure we're going to be able to rely on the old numbers of what we used to have, given the technology that we have.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think we need more people because we deal with a whole lot more than other cities. Other cities have one major parade a year.
Yeah. and let me say one thing about the New Orleans Police Department that I have always admired is how they handle Mardi Gras in big crowds.
Absolutely.
They're absolute best at that. I've always said that if you drop the Los Angeles Police Department in here for Mardi Gras, they would go crazy. They wouldn't know how to handle it. I mean, they'd be cracking heads and all. And whereas New Orleans policemen, I've always said, if you see somebody handcuffed or something at a parade, they did or said something, okay? They did or said something.
I'll go a step beyond and say if you gave some other police departments a month notice, they still would have trouble.
Wouldn't know how to do it.
They wouldn't
know how to do it.
Have trouble.
I'll always remember as an example when Clinton, the first Clinton election night, when they had the celebration when he won his first term. And I'm watching the coverage in Little Rock, and I see this barricade that says New Orleans Police Department. I guess they got the New Orleans police to come up and help him, And, but yeah, that's always, they're the best. They're the best at that.
Yep. There are always some bad things happening that they have to respond to. And yes, to use the cliche, there's some bad apples in the bunch from time to time. But that's been true of places where I've worked too.
Yeah.
So
get to your breaking news.
Absolutely. So, well, I do want to say for those who are wondering, it's like they don't survey us. 56% of those surveyed were African Americans. So we were included at more than half of those people who responded to the survey. So no, they didn't call me.
That's
they didn't
good.
ask me.
Yeah,
but I'm pleased to know that
from
56%
from a percentage
were
standpoint,
black folk.
That's how it should be.
Yeah, absolutely, positively. So look, folks, we've got breaking news. President Donald Trump's border czar, Tom Homan, said just minutes ago that the federal government is ending the surge of immigration crackdown in Minnesota. They are winding it down, and they are moving on. So, according to the Associated Press, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement launched Operation Metro Surge on December 1. And on today, Mr. Tom Homan says we're winding down because we have achieved our goals. And so he says that during this stretch of time in Minneapolis, St. Paul primarily, the effort has led to the arrest of more than 4,000 people.
Mm-hmm. 4,000 of the worst of the worst.
Worst of the worst.
Yeah, right.
But other reporter indicates that these quote-unquote dangerous criminal illegal aliens have included people with no criminal records.
Yeah.
It's included U.S. citizens.
Yeah.
It's included children. And all of those folks have been detained at a minimum before being released, or detained and still in detention, and they've committed no crime. So let's hear a bit. Mr. Holman had a news conference that ran close to a half hour, so we're certainly not going to include all of that, but I thought it'd be a good idea for here, in his own words, at least a little bit of what he had to say just minutes ago.
The safety and security of jails throughout the state at the time they're being released, like we've done in other states. I've also directed the strategic placement of officers in certain areas throughout the states that can respond quickly to sheriffs that want to release somebody and notify us. We need to be nearby so they don't hold them unnecessarily. So we worked on a strategic plan to reassign officers in those key locations. Arresting a public safety threat and the safety and security of a jail is safer for the alien, it's safer for the officer, and safer for the community. I think we all can agree on that. It requires less resources for at-large operations. It just makes sense. I'll say it again, as I've said many times, we are not asking local law enforcement to act as immigration officers. I don't want them to be immigration officers. We're the immigration officers. We just want them to be cops. We're asking law enforcement to coordinate with other law enforcement to help keep public safety risks out of the communities. We have also strengthened our existing coordination with the state to target and take custody of criminal aliens more efficiently and effectively. As a result of our efforts here, Minnesota is now less of a sanctuary state for criminals. And we are proud of the public safety threats we have removed from the criminal aliens out of this state. As I said in my first press conference a couple weeks ago, President Trump didn't send me here because the operations were being run and conducted perfectly. I came here to identify issues and implement solutions to improve our mission execution. Since that time, in order to improve target enforcement operation, I and my team here, we made personnel changes. We integrated BP with the ICE teams. We established a single unified chain of command structure. We strengthened joint intelligence and targeting capabilities. We deployed body cameras. We increased the footprint of internal affairs. We commuted zero tolerance for misconduct.
So, Mr. Holman said we've done our job.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
we've taken care of our business. And there's more of what he said about the success of this Metro surge.
Yeah. Well, there's one thing that you can always count on with Donald Trump. One, he's never wrong. And two, he never fails, even when he does.
Yeah.
And even when he is wrong. So, you know, I mean, it's good that they're, you know, pulling 3,000. They had 3,000 extra people in the Twin Cities. 3,000 extra people in the Twin Cities doing immigration stuff. You know, and you know, I mean, let's face it. You know, the murders of those two people was what turned this around. This wasn't because they were successful, okay? Because their operation was successful. It turned it around, and I think even somebody like Tom Homan, that's why he's there. I mean, he's a cop. That's what he is. You know, and I'm not saying that in a derisive way, but that's what he is. He's a professional cop. I think even he, you know, had to sit there in the White House after seeing them kill these two people and go, You know,
not a good look.
And,
not good legally either.
And I think they listened, although they'll, you know, he's a foot soldier, and he said he'll say it was the president's decision. But, you know, I think even he and some others around said, no, this won't get it.
Yeah.
And the reaction and all, and I mean, that's why it's ending.
Yeah.
Not because it's been a success. They've got, you know, 4,000 of the worst. That ain't true.
Well, again, I'm sorry. You know, I am a journalist,
Mhm.
so I listen to these things and I hear what I hear, and I wish I could have asked Mr. Holman some questions. So, for instance, 4,000 people were arrested, so that's part of his success story.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Holman, how many of
How
those
many?
were arrested and charged with anything?
Yes.
Mr. Holman,
Yes.
how many of those arrested had criminal records of any kind?
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Holman, where are the 4,000 today?
Mm-hmm.
Are they in detention facilities? Have they been released? Or, since this president wants to be the deporter in chief, how many of the 4,000 were deported?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just saying, just a few follow-up questions
Yeah.
that I would like to have the answers to. And a reminder to our WBOK family of listeners that it was early January that the Minneapolis mayor was so pissed
Mm-hmm.
that in front of cameras, in front of everybody, he used a four-letter
Yep.
word that begins with F
Yep.
and said, "Get the F out of here." And I mean, the man was pissed.
Yeah.
And that was not a request.
Yeah.
It was a demand. Now, in the world of politics, you may feel strongly about something, and you can get your message across in different ways. Some of it is diplomacy, and sometimes you have to, as somebody told me yesterday, use a hammer. So he did. And no, it didn't happen in the next day, but guess what?
Yeah.
They're getting out.
Yeah.
They're getting out.
Mm-hmm.
They're going home.
Mm-hmm.
They're going elsewhere. And the feds have agreed to cooperate with them.
Mm-hmm. And other, you know, well, of course, the feds are saying they have agreed to cooperate with us.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Which brings us to, you know, what we talked about almost 2 hours ago with the first phone call.
That's
Pop
right.
Jones, which brings us to our situation. You know, it's not like that. We didn't have 3,000 people en masse grabbing people. We didn't have that. But, you know, I mean, obviously there's some sort of cooperation now that you didn't have before.
Yep. So,
Which I ain't saying is a bad thing yet, but, you know, I think, you know, quite frankly, when you have a new administration and that administration is trying to do some things, you got to do some give and take.
Yep.
And you got to give some in order to get some.
Yep.
And that's how it works.
Yeah, that's
how it works.
That's a part of what's going on. And Madam Mayor was in Washington for the Washington Mardi Gras and had meetings and had a, not sure I would call it a meeting, but had an opportunity to say hello to
Hi, bye.
Mr. President,
Yeah.
who described her as a good Democrat. But I don't know. The mayor might have slipped in a few words about what's going on in New Orleans and Southern Louisiana.
Well, we can rest assured, as we said before, as we said right after we found out about that meeting between the mayor and the president of the United States, you know, it wasn't like he said exactly.
No.
It didn't go the way he said.
That's for sure. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So,
The mayor has a different recollection of
yep.
the conversation.
Yeah, well, we're going to go to break, but I do want to say one more thing about them leaving. Renee Good and Alex Petrie are still dead.
Yep.
And nobody has been arrested or charged with those homicides.
And no one will. And no one will.
All right, folks. We're going to be wrapping up the Good Morning Show and making way for the front porch, but we got one more break for you, and then we'll be back with a little bit more before we get out of here and make room for the front porch. I'm Will Sutton, on with Ro Brown. It's 8:51. The school zone speed limit of 20 miles per hour is still in effect. Please watch out for the kiddos. Make sure you get where you need to be and where they need to be. Talk line 504-582-9422. This is WBOK 1230 AM, what New Orleans is talking about all day long.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat, sponsored by Lowe's.com. Women's basketball superstar Juju Watkins bought a minority stake in the National Women's Soccer League team Boston Legacy FC. I talked to Bloomberg U.S. sports business reporter Randall Williams about the groundbreaking deal and why it's a big deal for Watkins and for Boston Legacy FC.
She was really excited about it. I think this came pretty natural for both parties. Boston Legacy FC has done a lot of work grabbing celebrities. Caleb Williams is an investor. Aaliyah Boston of the Indiana Fever is an investor. And so this falls in line with Juju Watkins, with Boston Legacy. And so it's a big deal for her. And it's the first deal that I've seen where it's a women's college player becoming a sports owner before they're a professional, which is crazy.
It is crazy, and we're still at the very beginning of what could be a historic career for Watkins. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
Time is valuable. That's why Lowe's Blueprint Takeoffs turn blueprints into quotes faster. Bring us your plans, and we'll generate itemized material lists to make quoting easier so you can get back to building. Plus, at the Lowe's Pro Desk, you get access to thousands of building materials not sold in store. And when your order's ready, we'll deliver everything to the job site. Improving is easy at Lowe's.
With Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor gets to know you and your goals to build a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Backed by a team of specialists, they'll analyze all your accounts, even the ones they don't manage, to keep an eye on taxes and provide proactive portfolio insights that can help you unlock your wealth's full potential. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.
The Ron Kelly Show. Real talk, bold truth. Tune in for your weekly dose of unapologetic conversations that don't dodge the truth or dilute the message. Stay informed on the issues that matter most on The Ron Kelly Show. Every Monday at 7 p.m. on WBOK 1230 AM.
This is The Law in Your Legacy. I'm attorney Pete Hamilton.
I'm attorney Ryan Hamilton. Losing a loved one is tough enough. Do you really want your family dealing with court battles and paperwork on top of it?
Whether you choose a will or a trust, think ahead. Take care of your family. Let them focus on healing instead of headaches. This is not legal advice. That's just a tip brought to you by Liberty Bank and Trust. For more information, go to libertybank.net or contact us at 504-915-5016.
A careless driver can change your life in an instant. Do you know what to do or who to call? If you've been injured in a motor vehicle accident and do not have an attorney, call Auto Accident Help Desk for a free consultation. We can answer all of your questions and estimate the potential value of your case. Call Auto Accident Help Desk and connect with an expert personal injury attorney.
Call 800-269-4524. 800-269-4524.
Don't worry how to handle your medical bills, lost wages, and pain. We will get you the money you deserve.
They got me way more than the insurance company offered.
The consultation is free, and you do not pay any legal fees unless we win or settle your case. Make the smart call. If you've been injured in an auto accident, call Auto Accident Help Desk for a free legal consultation.
Call 800-269-4524. 800-269-4524. 800-269-4524.
Sandra Nika Morris, host of Put Housing First. Join us every Tuesday at 12 o'clock, where we will discuss how housing affects every aspect of our lives and what's necessary, what's needed to guarantee housing for all. Join us every Tuesday at 12 o'clock as we dig down deep onto the issues that affect all of us.
Good morning, wake up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
Good morning, New Orleans, and welcome back to the Good Morning Show for what little bit there is left of the Good Morning Show. What a show, what a show, what a show, man. We had the Zulu King and Queen, Pop Jones kicking us off on ice, and who would have known that Pop would have been helping to make the news by, maybe he knew that Tom Homan was going to be making the announcement today
maybe he
ICE,
did.
Leaving Minneapolis. You got that breaking news in there. Thanks, Pop Jones. And we learned quite a bit about the New Orleans Police Department perceptions of what we people think about. And,
from Michael Cowan.
From Michael Cowan. And learned a little bit more about your insights on Cam Jordan and AK, Demario Davis, and
Life in the National Football League.
We would like to have them back here as Saints, but there's a possibility.
Yeah,
they might be in other uniforms rather than.
And it's
retired.
not necessarily a trade. I usually tell people, hey man, they traded Babe Ruth. Okay.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
They traded Willie Mays.
Right.
Anybody can be traded. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm not saying they're going to trade them. Just they got to leave at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Right. And on whose terms, and what's next. So I do want to mention that those of you all who are no longer in or have never been a part of those special airline clubs and lounges where you get the special treatment while you wait on your flight.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Well, you don't have to be a part of one of those anymore because...
Well, you've been in that, so, you've been in that.
Yeah, I have. But that was a while ago. That was so long ago. So long ago. That was when I was flying 85,000 miles a year.
Yeah.
Air miles. Yeah, right. So, but, Club MSY has opened a third-party program, Priority Pass and Lounge Key. You can get your club pass for $50, and you can get them for up to 6 hours before your flight time. Food and drinks are complimentary, and there's a hydration station and showers.
Whoa. Showers?
Showers, so you can get yourself pampered. So look, we got to get out of here. Y'all check that out. Go to the MSY website if you want. I think I might be traveling next couple of months, so I don't know. I have to figure out whether it's worth $50 to get a shower and some food. So, all right, this is Will Sutton and Ro Brown. We're wrapping it up because we're making way for the front porch. Hey, you got to stay tuned. I'm going to give you the phone number, not to talk to us, but so you can call in to Kimber and Grayling, 504-582-9422. That's the talk line, 504-582-9422. Give them a call. Give them a ring. Something off your get it off your chest. You got a question, whatever. They'll entertain you for the next few hours. This is WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about all day long.